Hello! Welcome back to Twin Peeps. We're here to talk about part 10 of the Twin Peaks revival. Laura is the One. I'm Tom Bennis.
I am Kimber.
And we're your hosts for Twin Peeps. We'll be here talking about the latest episode, breaking it down a little bit. Maybe, doing some tinfoil hat theories like always. But real quick, as always, we want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. It was Joe, Cal, and David. Thanks, guys. If anyone else is out there and they want to join us in the chat, feel free to do so. If not, you're welcome to just be a silent watcher in the background. General thoughts for this episode?
It's hard for me to think of anything but that bizarre sex scene.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm at with that. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that was weird. I guess it is. I don't know. It was one of the good ones. I'm getting close to Corey's point of view, where I'm at the point where I'm getting a little sick of Dougie.
At least they got Dougie some help.
And now like Dougie's being like the center of attention. So like he's like, we know that Dougie has been a main character this whole time, but now it feels like at least he's still the main character. Before it kind of felt like A.G. Cooper just doing its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now this kind of brings him back into the fold with everyone. But well,
this is
thanks,
going to be
David.
a confusing episode if you have not seen Twin Peaks.
Spoilers for anyone, but it's a good show, and we love it. So let's start up. Now we see Richard. Last time we saw Richard, and for anyone who doesn't remember, he was the guy who did the weird like choke a girl for smoking in the diner. Remember that back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
That's when he was innocent and like cute. He hit a kid with a truck, and this woman who really liked pies and was a teacher named Miriam saw him do so. And we see Richard pull up to her trailer, and she right away she's like, "Don't come over here." And it's obvious that he's like a menace because everyone seems to have this reaction when he shows up. But she's like, "Don't come here. I've already called the cops. I sent a letter to Agent Truman. Like, if anything happens to me, they'll know it's you, blah, blah, blah." So regardless, he still goes in there and kills her and then sets an oven bomb.
Yes.
False.
I mean, stinks. She seems nice, and I hope that someone gets her information, because there was some shenanigans later in the episode with the letter, but she talked to on the phone. Was it also
It was also Chad. I hate Chad. Maybe, I don't know. So we pick up over at the trailer park with the manager who saw the boy's soul float away after he got hit by the truck. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I like him a lot more in this than I did in Fire Walk with Me. They gave him a little bit more. Like, he's out there playing guitar. He's like singing a little song about sunshine and about the Red River Parks. I don't know. That looks like that's what I wrote. I have horrible handwriting. And then we see a mug get thrown out a window, and he's just like, I forget exactly what he said, but he's just like, horror or something like that. Like, life is a horror. She has a fuck face according to Richard. That is true. I mean, Richard does know things. It seems like he's going to get away with something. But it turns out some other guy who we also don't like. I think that was Amanda Seyfried. It was hard to tell. Like, she was in like a...
That's Seyfried, but yeah, I think it was too.
And he's just horrible, complaining about her minimum wage job. We've seen before, she's the one giving him money, so he's obviously projecting because he's the fuck up, not her. But things seem to get violent, and then he says that he knows what she did. Yeah. So I don't know if this is his paranoia, or like I said, he's projecting, or maybe she did actually do something. Let's see. Carl went missing in the woods alongside the log lady when they were kids. The trailer park dude? That makes sense. They're about the same age.
Some grade A gentlemen in Twin Peaks. Yeah, let me tell you what.
Once Cooper left, so did Chivalry. Let's see here. Okay, so I didn't know what to call her at first when I was writing my notes. So I called her Evening Wear Barbie. But we later find out that her name is Candy. And, like, she's trying to get this fly with this red, like, handkerchief. And it reminded me kind of like a bullfight because of, like, it's a red, like, thing.
Yeah.
And she was, like, trying to get it. So I thought that was pretty funny. But then, like, and we saw it coming a mile away. But she picks up a remote and she hits one of the Mitchum brothers in the face. Rodney?
Roger.
He hit. No, I have Rodney down. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the chat. But yeah, hits him in the face. Does a little bit of damage. Well, but like it's superficial, and he's like, "It's fine, kid. It's fine." But she's like
wigging out,
freaking out. And that's all we get there. Then we see, Dougie's finally at the doctor.
Rodney, yeah.
Dougie is finally at the doctor, and apparently, like being in the Black Lodge, like while he aged, he's still a perfect specimen of health. He's like, they even like looked at his blood pressure and like 110/70. That's perfect. Your lungs and your heart sound perfect. So being a prime specimen of the human race, we see Dougie's wife watching him, and Dougie's ripped. He lost some weight. Apparently, we know it's Cooper, but in her eyes, and she wants that Doug D, is what I wrote. We see that she's wearing red shoes again later, and then she gets that Doug D. I'm just reading my notes.
A bit forcefully.
Yeah, I don't know how consent works in this thing. Especially my job, like there's. Yeah, so I don't know how I really felt about the scene, but his arms were hilarious, and he was just. And then Sonny Jim becomes alarmed. I don't think he's ever heard this before. And we go back to Dougie's face, which again hilarious. Tina says she would do Kyle MacLachlan dirty. You know.
Right on.
I don't blame you. All right, we get back to Jacoby's podcast, in which he's pretty much saying everything we want to hear, but then it's very evident he's just trying to make money off of it because he's like, buy a shovel. But Nadine loves that. The thing I loved about this scene is we got to see Nadine's store. She has a store now, her drape store. I'm so happy for her. Seriously. I mean, especially since like the last time we seen Nadine, she was like in a weird relationship with a high school quarterback because she was she thought she was 20 years younger, and that's a whole thing. Hey, Tom Zambino, how's it going? Jerry is still freaking out in the woods. We didn't hear any dialogue from his foot this episode, but he yells, "I've been here before." So that's what Jerry's up to. Thoughts on any of this that we've gone over? Anything bad?
I mean, you're pretty.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Kimber usually takes the notes for these, so I'm just making sure I'm getting everything. We go and we see Chad and Lucy, and Chad is looking shady as hell. I forgot to mention before that when Richard kills Miriam, he calls Chad and says, "You have got to intercept this letter." I know you brought up who was on the phone, but Chad's now in charge of getting this letter, even though he gives Richard a hard time on the phone. He's like, "I don't know. It's going to be really hard." But we see Chad now waiting for the mailman with Lucy. And Lucy's
super weird.
And Lucy's like, what are you doing out here, Chad? And he's like, "It's just a beautiful day. I bet you and Andy wake up and you're the kind of couple that says, 'It's a beautiful day.'" And she's like, "Maybe. It depends what time it is if we have time." Yeah, everyone hates Chad. He's the worst. But he goes, he successfully gets the letter. Even the mailman's suspicious. He's like, all right, go inside with the mail now.
Well, he's like obviously like going through every single one and doing something sketch.
Tina wants Lucy to say fuck Chad.
I would love that.
So do you think Lucy knows he took something? Because she was watching, and he did kind of tuck it quick, but it was also kind of obvious.
Yeah, I think she's definitely suspicious that he was up to something. I don't know if she knows exactly what, but
So we go over and we see Johnny, who recently had an accident running into a wall, and he's restrained with this. I wrote teddy bear torture because this thing was just like, "Hi, Johnny, how are you?" And throughout the whole scene, it played, and it was kind of cool as an aesthetic, as like it was alarming, and it was a very alarming situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't know how good that is for him. I don't know. I'm trying to separate my. So yeah, Richard shows up, and Sylvia's like, "Don't come over here." Like she has the same reaction, and I forgot that he's a horn. So when he was like, "Hey, Grandma," and I was like, "Oh no." I don't know whose kid he is though. So
Tina, if you know, let us know in the chat.
if it's Audrey's kid, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Because that means did she have a kid with Billy Zane? Is that what that means? Are you reading? What are you reading?
I'm reading the chat. What do you think I'm reading?
Well, I don't know. I just want to be involved. Yeah, he goes in there. It's cute, like not cute. It's like John tries to get up and help his mother, but he's restrained because he's a danger to himself, and he just falls over, and he can't really get to her. And you could see that his like mouth has been wired shut. He obviously did a bunch of damage to his face. And he goes and he gets the safe combination from Sylvia, which is 9047. We decided to write down all the numbers that come up.
They're saying probably Audrey's. Tina is also saying could be Donna's kid. Donna is a horn too, but probably Audrey. So.
All right. So that's about it. And he successfully takes the purse, a bunch of silver. It looks like some antique jewelry.
He's rude as hell.
Oh yeah.
Does it
I do not like this scene, but it just we know he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise us. We see Mr. Todd, who is in the skyrise, as he always is, behind his desk, and I think he calls his like man dude Roger over.
Yeah, that's the Roger that I got confused earlier with.
And the guy who what's his name? Anthony. There's a lot of people on the show. Anthony from the insurance company, who like, if you remember, Dougie is like investigating all of his like insurance claims while not knowing. He's just drawing pictures, but he's like bringing the attention of like some scams to his boss.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the same dude, Anthony, and he calls Anthony over and he's like, "Look, all right, Ike Despite got caught. We got to get somebody else to do it. We're going to try to get the Mitchum brothers, who are the guys who own the Silver Mustang Casino, and the one dude got hit in the face with a remote. We're going to get them to kill Dougie for us. This way, two birds, one stone." So he sends Anthony to do it. So before that, Candy is supposed to go get Anthony from the floor. Oh, wait, he hasn't showed up to the Silver Mustang yet. Okay. So Albert and the morgue lady, they're so cute. I ship it. They're having a good time at the diner. I think this is the happiest I've ever seen Albert. And, Gordon and Tammy are just watching fondly. We go back to the Silver Mustang. And I don't know what's up with Candy. And there's like 3 Candies now. I don't know their other names. And
I feel like she was stalling.
Was that, or she was like doped up or something? Like I didn't know. She was just not there. I don't know. And she goes over to get Anthony on the floor, but she takes forever. And I feel like in this moment, the Mitchum brothers are the audience, because it's like this long, silent, like, and we're waiting, and they're both like, "What the fuck? Like, come on!" And I was just like so happy that they kind of like emulated our reactions to some of the things. Like, remember the sweeping scene from a few episodes ago?
Tina says Mandy, Candy, and Sandy.
Mandy, Candy, and Sandy. It makes sense. And with the Chemical X, the Powerpuff Girls. So Anthony's like, "All right, well, that casino that burned down a while ago, I might have sold you the claim, but the guy who's handling the insurance now isn't. Isn't. Dougie is pretty much like denying you, like he has a vendetta against you. I'm trying to say it the way he did, but I forgot. And he's like overselling it for us, I think. And they even say they don't trust him, but they seem to buy it, and they say that they're out $30,447,000 because of Juggy Jones. So it looks like they said they're going to call him tomorrow, and they're going to set up a meeting. So thoughts on how that meeting's going to go?
Anything can happen on this show. I usually just try to take the ride. I'm not really sure ever where he's going to go with it. Did you have any particular thoughts on that?
No, I'm just wondering, like, if he's in another crisis situation, maybe he's going to get a little bit closer to Cooper again. I don't know. Like, he went into the zone when the Spike showed up. So.
That's true.
So we see Gordon drawing. I didn't get to see what the picture was. If anyone did notice what he was drawing, let me know. But there's a knock on the door. And when he opens it, it looks like Laura from Fire Welcome Me.
Mm-hmm.
Screaming. And last time we saw Laura was at the Block Lodge, and it was modern day Laura, and she screamed and floated away. And then she like fades away, and Albert's at the door. So I assume Albert's the one who knocked. So you think she's just like a banshee trying to like round up people, or
maybe? Like I always said that I think Lynch just likes to see that actress scream.
He's like, it'd be great, her face screaming over my face.
There you go, right?
That's what the scene was. So Gordon comes in and he says that Diane got a text at 11 whatever, and it said the dinner table text. And she's like, well, did she reply? And he said, yes. Oh, no, I lost it. They pretty much told her that they have Hastings. And it was in an encrypted message and everything like that. So now they're like, all right, well, Gordon was like, I knew from the moment I hugged her something was off.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they pinged it down in Mexico where the call was coming from, and there's a whole bunch of weird stuff around it. Tammy comes in. And she has pictures from the penthouse murders in New York City from the pilot.
Yeah.
And we see the glass box with Doppel Cooper in front of the box with this bald old dude who I couldn't place. If anyone knows who he is, please let us know in the chat. So this looks like Doppel Cooper was some way involved with, which I'm not surprised if anyone's going to build something to deal with the zone. I'd assume it would be like a Doppel Cooper type.
Yeah.
We're in the zone. And Ben Horn is at his desk, and he gets a phone call from his wife Sylvia, and she's like, he came by, he let her know what happened, and he's like, is Johnny okay? And she's like, oh, what about me? And she's like, well, obviously I care about you too, but Johnny can't tell me if he's okay. Like, is Johnny okay? And she's like, yeah, but everything's gone, everything in my safe. And he's like, I'm not sending you more money. And she's like, yes, you are. So, despite Ben Horn being honorable, with Beverly during the series, we see that it looks like him and Sylvia are separated. So, do you think he's just been on his best behavior because they're separated? Or he's just like now regretting what's going on? Because, the moment afterwards, we see the wedding ring as he's like asking Beverly to go to dinner with him. So, I thought that scene was blocked really well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like they've given us enough information, but obviously if he's not going for Beverly, who's clearly a very attractive woman who's interested in him, then there's some reason that he's still holding on to. Still wearing your wedding ring if you're separated from somebody is like a big sign that you're not over it.
Yeah. If there's anything I learned from Jeff Goldblum's character in Independence Day, it's that. All right, and then we get to Hawk being called by the log lady. I love her so much. But this is what she says. I wrote it down verbatim. Hawk, electricity is humming. You hear it in the mountains, in the rivers. You see it dance among the seas and stars, and glowing around the moon. But in these days, the glow is dying. What will be in the darkness that, oh my God. The Truman brothers are both true men. I love that line. They are your brothers and the other good ones who have been with you. Now the circle is almost complete. Watch and listen to the dream of time and space. It all comes out now flowing like a river. I thought it said armor, but it says
It
a
does
river.
look like it says armor.
That which is not. Laura is the one. And then we go to the...
Just a second. They said Beverly is married, and Ashley thinks that they're still married. So maybe just...
Well, that's why it's separated and
Yeah.
not divorced. I don't think they actually are divorced because she's like, I'll call my lawyer. So obviously there's still some kind of law thing going on. Yeah, and Beverly has her own whole thing. But that's pretty much the episode. Was there anything that I forgot?
The end song. I know Cal was a big fan.
Yes,
Maybe
well,
he'll
I
wanna
know
talk about that.
he actually knows the details behind that. So I guess we'll have Cal call in first. And
Probably just Cal and then Ashley and Joe tonight.
And unless David, if you're curious about calling in, or Tom, let me know.
Well, Tom, I think, said he had to leave, and David's never seen the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, maybe we just want his interpretation of how we sound. Do we sound like crazy people? I'm sure we do. I was right, Cal, but I know that's not his real name. Thank you all for watching this. If you haven't checked out any of our other content, we just did a great Night's Watch episode with hosted by Cal, the guy who's coming in right now, and that's on our page amongst other great videos. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
How's it going?
Oh wait. Now can you hear me? Oh, it's
Yeah.
that part. All right. What's going on?
How was this episode? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I still like episode 8 the best because that was just so crazy. But I mean, this was pretty good. I feel like nothing really happened. I just really like the end song a lot, like Kimber was saying. And I just bought it on Amazon, that song, because it was so good. But like I don't know if you saw what I said earlier, but you know how when I was gonna say the actor's name, Albert went up to Gordon Cole and was like, there's a text that went back and forth, and if you saw in the chat, like when Mr. C sent the text, it was lowercase, but when Diane got it, it was all uppercase. So some people are thinking it's an intermediary, but it could be a continuity error. I'm not sure.
Who says Mr. C is the one who sent the text?
It's the same message.
Yeah, but they don't know. How do you know it was Mr. C?
That's what I don't know. Like everyone was assuming that it was Mr. C that sent the message, but like it's different. No. It's different. Lowercase and capital. So I don't know. It's the same message though.
That could just be like a formatting thing from like getting, like when you go and get a transcript, everything might be lowercase or something like that.
Oh yeah, maybe somebody intercepted it and then sent that to Diane. Like this is like the message that Cooper's sending out of his phone. Investigate it, but then like she responds to it, so I don't know like what's going on with all that.
Well, she did respond to it. She said they have haste.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it is going to Cooper then. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't like who is it going to?
Well, I don't know. Oh, okay. That's the text that he might have sent from his bedazzled Barbie phone.
Oh no, it is because you see him look at his phone, and that's what the message says.
Oh, really? I missed that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. When he sends that message, it's all lowercase. It's all lowercase when he sends it.
Okay, yeah. I should not be hosting the show.
So like, yeah, when he looks at his phone and you see what he types, he says the conversation around the dinner table is lively or whatever the exact message is. I can't remember, something like that, and it's lowercase. So then when Diane gets it, it's all uppercase. So people are thinking maybe there's an intermediary that's talking between them that way, because you know how when she sends the message back, it says it went through Mexico and all that kind of stuff. So there could be another person involved, and that could be the guy you see in the picture that you were mentioning earlier, the bald guy at the New York location. You know, they might have split up from there, and then they talk amongst, you know, that.
This is just so complicated. So just make a phone call.
So what do you think about, who do you think, like when they say Laura is the one, what do you think they're talking about?
maybe Laura's the one who's gonna reveal everything. I don't know. I mean, we obviously in episode 8, like you were saying, with the gold orb that got shot out from the zone. It obviously was like Laura and it was gold, so that means it's special. I learned anything from TV. So I just think maybe that it's like Laura might be the one to reveal what's going on, or bring Cooper back, or
when Tina and I were talking about it earlier, she was saying that it might be she's the key to bringing Cooper back from the lodge. And Joe has something interesting to say in the chat right now too about that. And I had something completely different, but like it's from the book, so I don't know if I should say it or not. But like, there's something like a mystical character in the book, kind of like a spiritual character that it could be Laura. That's what I wasn't sure. Because they talk about a spiritual character that's fought over by the White Lodge and the Black Lodge, and I was thinking maybe that's what they mean when they say Laura's the one. She's that one character that the Black Lodge and the White Lodge fight over.
I mean, that would make sense if the White Lodge kind of conceived her, and that's kind of where Laura ended up, was in the Black Lodge. And I mean, Joe was talking about breaking cycles, and Tina agrees. So I think that's a valid idea.
Yeah, I just hope if they're going that route that they'll set it up for the people on the show who don't read the book, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. There's like a lot of extra details, and I was telling you guys yesterday. You know, like all these characters that you wouldn't expect to be big characters are huge in the book because they introduced Tammy in it too in the book, and she's like the one reading over all these files, so she makes all the side notes. But that's why it's cool to see like that she's important in the show. Not really important in the show, but she's a character in the show because it's from the book. So it's cool how they tie that in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Game of Thrones or anything else. Like the books are gonna have different stuff and different characters. You're kind of echoey.
Oh, sorry, I did move it away. I'm like, is it the other thing? I don't know. I think I have it on mute. Yeah, the other one's on mute, so I don't get it. I don't know.
If your speaker's getting picked up in your microphone, it's not.
I haven't changed anything since yesterday, so I don't know.
Wait, was there anything else you were wanting to add about this episode?
Trying to think. I probably said in the chat, but I can't remember. I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. But I guess if while I'm in chat, I'll probably mention it.
Alrighty, man. Well, if that's it, why don't you tell everybody your information and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me on Twitter at VeronJaDejaVu and at Night's Watch too. As you saw, we did an episode of Night's Watch yesterday, the season 7 premiere, and we'll be doing it again next week at Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Hotship Channel. We'll be talking about Stormborn, the second episode. But before that, on Monday, we'll be doing the Battleground recap, the WWE recap show, pay-per-view recap show on Aftermath on Monday at 8 p.m. So check that out.
Nice, for sure. Thank you so much, Cal.
Yep.
We'll
one more thing.
Oh,
I won't be here
up?
for 2 weeks because I'll be on vacation, so I won't be on the next 2 Twin Peeps. I will be here next week Tuesday for Night's Watch, but I won't be on the next 2 Twin Peeps. So you'll see me in 25 days. Until then,
he planned that one out.
I got to do it.
Is he doing the thing?
He's doing the thing. He's doing the thing. Goodbye. He just disappeared into the zone. Joe, am I calling you?
Or actually are playing today, hopefully still, so they'll be able to tell us about that.
I come to your aid, Joe. Okay, just stole your chair. Everyone's not seeing how cute you are right now. Come here.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Feeling good. How are you?
I'm here.
That's good. How'd you like this episode?
I enjoyed it for a lot of the same reasons I've enjoyed the whole, like the last episode, especially because it progressed things and there was motion. Chad's still a dick.
Yeah.
Richard's still a dick. Yeah, all that jazz. But other than that, Other than that, everything is fantastic so far.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm just telling. Well, now that there's a break, TJ, there's an hour-long video on YouTube, and it's like a cut up, like an edited version of the first 2 seasons and Fire Walk with Me, the movie. That hour-long video will pretty much get you up to speed on the current series. So I'll try to find that for you and send it to you if you want. Ashley, what'd you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, I like this episode as well. I'm wanting to think that, like, the whole Richard's the jerk character, right, that ran over the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to think, like, that was supposed to be a big reveal, except for the fact that they put his last name in all the credits. So if you, like, tried to find out, like, where have I seen that actor from before, then you're like, oh, spoilers.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of little things they could have done. Like, I could have figured that maybe Richard was, like, one of Jerry's kids, too. He could have just as easily been a kid from Jerry.
He looks a lot like him from
Yeah.
when he was younger.
That's true. I didn't think about Jerry. He's just out in the woods doing whatever. So
Doing Jerry
Talking
things.
to his foot.
well, no, he wouldn't be calling Sylvia grandma if he
Exactly.
was Jerry.
Well, yeah, he was saying before that. he
Oh,
thought that he could've
okay. I understand now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was more of a reveal. Okay.
But
Yeah,
I just want to see Audrey, man. Where the hell is Audrey?
I know, right? So sad.
off doing things with Billy Zane in the rainforest, helping people. I don't know, stuff.
she's the phantom psychic secretly.
No Audrey, no real Cooper yet.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
Yeah.
bored with Dougie. It's like, come on, Coop, we need the real one.
Yeah, I mean, like
Although
I said, I'm
that-
sorry.
The scene
Go
where Janie was like hitting on him, I thought that stuff was pretty funny because he's just like not reacting at all. And what did you call it? He was like Chicken Boo from Animaniacs.
Yeah, because like he just does Dougie stuff, but people interpret it completely differently. So it's like Cooper Boo or Dougie Boo or something like that. Like he's just like he's repeating what they say and just looking at people, and they're just taking that as earlier when he was just drawing on the freaking paperwork, and someone took it as like him uncovering this massive plot. So
Yeah,
Tom made me laugh because we were watching that scene. She was like, "Do you find me attractive?" And Tom was like, "Attractive." Like he was just gonna parrot it back to her.
well, that's what sucks later. And she's like, "I love you," and he's like, "Love you," and I'm like, "Oh, that sucks because this isn't Dougie." Like, and you know, he doesn't realize what he's saying. You know what I mean? So her feelings are going to be hurt when Dougie goes away.
I'm at
but apparently
the point now. We're over halfway through the series. I'm more saying if.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe it, but like maybe this is just a long game from Lynch. But
you just lost 4 viewers. Thanks, Joe.
I'm gonna be really upset if Dougie is here to stay forever ever, and we don't get Cooper back as well. I don't care if we have Dougie. That's fine. I want Cooper back.
I would be more upset if like he came back in the last 30 seconds of the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So if he pulled like a Luke Skywalker on us.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Damn fine.
I want to see Chad get his comeuppance because I hate Chad so much. He's such a jerk. Like I really wish Miriam wouldn't have told about the letters so that they could, get found out.
Yep.
Sorry, he's reading the chat.
Yeah, I am.
Awkward pause.
Yeah, I also kind of want Richard and Chad to kind of take themselves out because that's now another loose end that Richard has as far as that kid's murder. So
yeah, because Chad's an idiot, but he's not that much of an idiot. There's a really good chance he'll hold on to that letter and use it to blackmail Richard later.
For sure.
For sure. Especially in a show like Twin Peaks.
Especially knowing he's a Horn, even though he doesn't really have access to the money, he obviously has access to the money.
Yeah.
Also, let's go over the parallels. The last time we saw Audrey Horn, she was locked to a safe. So what could that mean? No, I'm kidding. I'm reaching.
I liked the scene where was it in this episode or was it the last one? Because they kind of run together for me. Where like they kicked Chad out of the
That was
room because
that was last episode, but it was
eating
a really
lunch
good
in
scene.
here.
Not only one lunch, but he was eating 2 TV dinners.
And like a bowl of something else. It was very messy and unnecessary. They had to open a window because it stank apparently in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? Any like, where do you think we're gonna head with the next episode with some of these other characters?
Be nice, yeah.
I think it's sad that they still think that everything is fine with Dougie. It's like, oh yeah,
it took 10 episodes to get into the doctor.
he's lost a lot of weight, and there's like they don't realize there's anything cognitively wrong with this person.
And I had this discussion with Tina on Twitter. It's like he is in remarkably good shape for just sitting in a chair for 25 years.
Yeah, I think he's almost in better shape than he was when he was young Cooper, because I think we saw him with his shirt off, and while he was like, he wasn't overweight by any means. I don't think he was that cut.
Yeah, skinny dude.
So I mean, kudos to Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, Tom was a little too enthusiastic about that scene, actually.
Tom's just like,
He was in Dune, babe.
He was
in
like,
Dune.
look at him. He's shredded. Like, he's ripped.
he's like Kylo Ren. He's
Dude, his diet is coffee and pie. How does he do it? Skulls. That's what I'm saying.
That black log out.
Nice.
It's like it's a sauna.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Woodsman is in the chat. Hello, New Jersey fan. Got a light?
No.
Anyway,
But,
guys, we're gonna try to see if anybody else wants to get in here. Did you want to plug anything?
Well, we are going to be streaming again, unless something weird happens and we can't for some unforeseen stupid reason. We'll be streaming part 2 of Life is Strange tonight. And if it doesn't work this time, maybe I'll throw my PlayStation out the window, or maybe we'll just stream Video Ball again.
Because Video Ball is fun.
You guys
If
were
you wanna-
cracking me up with that video ball. Every time Ashley got a point, she went, woohoo! It was really cute.
Hey, I never win at games, so I get excited if I can beat you.
If you're gonna throw your
More
PlayStation out the window, try to toss it in New York's general direction, and I'll be out here with a big net.
I don't think I have the upper body strength for it to make it there.
Well, I had to try. We were in GameStop today, and I was like, "So PS4s, what can you do?" And he's like, "Nothing. I can't cut you any kind of deal." And I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, unfortunate. GameStop sucks, but
Well, I mean, I think in like 5 years we'll have a PS4. That'd be good. And a PS7.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think we have a lot going on. We're going to be working on our Ash versus the Evil Dead BFF here shortly.
Nice.
We have been absorbing all things Evil Dead, getting prepped for it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You should play the classic Evil Dead video game. I think it was PlayStation 2.
There were 2 of them, sir. There was one on the Dreamcast, and then there was Fistful of Boomstick. I think Fistful of Boomstick was the first one, and then there was one like Regeneration where he had like a little Deadite companion that looked like an undead Peter Dinklage.
That's the one I played. That thing's fun. It was horrible.
The other one, the original one, was like stupid hard because it was very much like old Resident Evil style, but like you only ever got like 4 shotgun shells and your chainsaw fuel ran out after one enemy, and I'm just like, this is no.
Yeah, that kind
Yeah, and I remember
destroy everything.
the Sidekick one too felt like it was like a Blood Rain clone. So
Yeah.
Anyway, have a great night, you guys. We'll probably see you later. Not probably. We
I'll be
definitely will
there.
see
You already know.
on BFF Geek to My Nerd. If you look at our channel, they're in one of our featured channels. Look to your right.
The logo looks like this.
They're right there. Or here. I don't know which direction the hands actually are going. But have a great night, guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Woohoo!
Was that a penicillin?
Penicillin.
Was anyone else curious about calling in tonight?
I think that might be it.
If that's it, then this might be a short show, but that's fine. Ending before 9 o'clock. That's usually when we start shows. guys.
That's fine. That just makes it an earlier start for Ashley and Joe's thing.
Wasn't prepared. If we're not going to get any feedback in the chat about any more callers, we might as well start doing our little outro. No live episode on Monday next week, but Tuesday at 9 p.m. we'll be having
The
Night's Watch, Game of Thrones recap show, going over Stormborn. And after that, we'll be doing the next Twin Peeps. I don't have the name for that episode yet, but it's part 11. And the next OSP will probably be, what did we decide we're talking about?
I think we're going to do Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. So in light of the 13th Doctor, we're going to celebrate probably the new generation of Who, but we might do some polls from the old
Well, we
classic
can
Who.
ask questions that are broad enough that people can answer with any time period in Doctor Who.
Hopefully we'll think of some more clever ones than who's your favorite Doctor.
Yeah.
Because we're better than that. Yeah, that'll be one of the bonus questions.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions for that, you can tweet them to me at Kimberbatch_OSP or to Tom at OddShapePanel on Twitter.
And on Twitter, you can use the hashtag #ToughOSP, TUFFOSP, so we can find those a little bit easier. Other than that, thank you so much for joining us, and until next time,
Bye.
bye.